The Devlin Doull podcast. Martin Devlin from the platform. Simon Doull, an international cricketing man of leisure, listening pleasure, and a true national treasure. We're going to be talking about the IPL. Simon has arrived in India and ready to kick off tonight. This competition, which has just, whether you realise it or not, has blossomed into one of the world's most major sporting competitions. How can I qualify that? I'll let Doull do that in just a second. Dude, thanks so much for staying up late for us. What time is it in India right now?
It's 4:12 a.m., Martin. Morning, afternoon to you.
Oh, so okay, God. So you obviously just flown in and landed. Just before we get on to anything about cricket, just the whole airport experience and everything. When you land in India, what's it like?
One of the better places I've been to, actually, Ahmedabad. So it's the opening game in the Narendra Modi Stadium tonight, our time now. The big one here in Ahmedabad, which holds about 110,000, and very easy to get through. It's very unlike Mumbai or Delhi or Kolkata, I will say, in my previous experiences. Okay. So a very nice place to arrive.
Okay, and of course, being an IPL commentator, you're the big noise. You've got your own queue there. They go, okay, the Simon Doull room is over here. That's how it goes, isn't it?
That's correct. You come off the plane, there's a guy there to take your bags. He takes you straight to the special lane that says foreign diplomatic passports, which you go to there, and you basically just get it stamped. Hello, Mr. Doull, how are you? Your car's waiting outside. We'll get your bags for you. And and then like within 45 minutes, you're just at the hotel and being escorted to your lovely palatial suite as well.
There you go. See, I just imagine all of this, mate.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
exactly how it all works, isn't it?
And look, I tell you what, and even if you didn't, even if you said it's all bollocks, I queued for 5 hours and I had to drive in a rickshaw across dirt roads, you see, I wouldn't believe you anyway, mate. So how excited are you about another season IPL?
Yeah, great. I mean, look, the one good thing for this year, mate, is we're back to kind of normal, I guess, to what we know the IPL. We're travelling around the country. I've got the first 6 games, so I've got 6 flights in 5 days from the time I leave here. 5 flights in 6 days, should I say. So we're travelling around again. We get to see sort of home and away contests. So sides that picked, teams that they thought would win at home and steal the odd one away, they come right back into the competition rather than last year when it was all just played in Mumbai, and the year before that when it was all played in the UAE. So really excited about it, and it'll be great to have crowds back in and enjoying it in India.
Yeah, we spoke last week, and especially about the difference in the stadiums, and that one up in where you can see the Himalayas. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And that, what is the difference between these grounds? Is there a difference in pitch conditions? Is there a difference in heat? What is it?
Absolutely, size-wise, conditions, everything. You take a side like Chennai Super Kings, Stephen Fleming's coaching them. MS Dhoni, they've got a very spin-heavy side. They've got terrific sort of off-pace type bowlers. They haven't been able to play at home for the last couple of years. They picked a side at the auction 3 years ago that they thought would do very well at home in their conditions in Chennai, but just couldn't play at Chepauk. So they're going to come back into the reckoning a little bit, although they have lost probably one of their premier quick bowlers in Mukesh Chowdhury, which is a big loss for them. But they come right back into it. You come up to Mumbai, good, hard, fast, bouncy wicket. You go to Kolkata, they leave a bit of grass on. It's going to get through there, so their quick bowlers will have a lot to like about that. Lucknow is going to be very interesting, playing back at home for the first time. Another one of the new franchises. So, look, it is different. The small ground at Bangalore certainly at times plays into their favour. Spinners find it very tough at that ground. So they've all got their own little variances and their own little differences. If you make your home patch very, very strong and steal 2 to 3 wins away from home in this home and away situation, you'll be fine. You'll make the top 4.
Simon Doull is with us. How has it, like, if I just said to you, okay, how has it demonstrably changed since you started going there? Is it the same competition? I mean, obviously the players are a little bit different, but is the cricket the same? What is so different about it?
The cricket's better, Marty. Look, I mean, when it first arrived, and I hope I'm sure the players don't mind me saying this, it was a party. They weren't sure what was going on. There was a different fashion show, a different party, basically every other game. For the first 2 years, and then it just started to turn away from that a little bit. And in the last 4 to 5 years, it's been incredibly professional. There is so much money up for grabs. There's so much prestige for winning it. All the big players around the world want to be here. Guys are turning away national contracts nowadays. We've seen that in New Zealand's situation. Guys are looking to not play in the start of the English domestic summer and play IPL. There's so much, so many players around the world just want to be involved in this tournament now. They know how big it is. They know what the spotlight it does for them, and it's a massive, massive thing. The cricket itself is exceptional. The talent in India is phenomenal, and it continues to not surprise me, because when you've got 1 billion people, you are, and cricket's the number one thing. That's their way out for so many of these people. They are going to, do anything and everything they possibly can to make cricket their game and try and make it out. And so, therefore, that drives the youth and the quality of cricket.
Great answer, because what I'm trying to do is put perspective on for people here in New Zealand, because the time zones are so out of whack for us, and I don't know how many people sit and actually watch this, and maybe I think there's probably, as far as cricket fans go, a hell of a lot of people who love following the result, maybe get up and watch the knockout games and things like that. So just talking about the prestige, just explain a bit more than that. So just in a place like India, this is as big as it gets, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we thought you know your sports, Marty. You know your sports rights. So the IPL, when the last rights were bought, I think we have talked about this once before. It's now second only to the television rights of the NFL.
Yeah,
The
that's
NFL
just
are the most
extraordinary.
sought after sporting rights package in the world. The IPL is now second to that as far as monetary value is concerned. So that's how big the broadcasters see it. And that's how much power and global power it has. Now, when you think about what happens around the world, now it's not only the Indian population of New Zealand, and there's a vast number of them, but it's the cricket-loving population of New Zealand, the Indian and cricket-loving population of America, which is just enormous. This country produces so many expats around the world that this tournament is watched in every corner of the globe in one way, shape, or form. And that is the enormity of it. We had, I do my CrickBuzz sort of online streaming show outside of when I do commentary. So I go back to Mumbai and I'll do about 14 days work for these guys at CrickBuzz throughout the tournament as well. We had, at the last IPL, 500 million individual impressions on our website.
Wow. Wow. See, you put it in that perspective. This is it. This is what people don't get.
Just think about that.
Yeah. And look, the NFL, I saw some extraordinary figures the other day about the 22-23 season, just in terms of crowd attendances, in terms of the money generated. And that is the biggest sport in the world. There is no question. Premier League's probably second. But it's right up there with those, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's numbers wise, eyeballs wise, look, I don't know many sports that are, football World Cups, yes, but you basically got a nation of 1 billion people. So you think about that, half of this country watching it probably. So, that just ramps your numbers up so much. And then you've got the rest of the expat world and the rest of the cricket loving world that are watching it as well. So the numbers are just phenomenal. I would say the television numbers would far outweigh any Premier League game. I know there's a big one on this weekend, isn't there?
No, there was just a little one, mate. You've got a couple of games. You've got away Man City and away Chelsea. So, it's not that I'm interested in how your team goes, but I tell you what, if you lose those games, you'll hear from me, mate.
Well, no Haaland makes it a little bit easier, I think, which we're hearing that he's got a little groin strain, so that's not a bad thing.
New Zealand players finally to watch out for. Some of the names that that you're expecting big things from.
Well, kicking off in tonight's game, it'll be interesting to see how Kane Williamson goes, obviously, at the Gujarat Titans. I think I'm just looking through their squad. Rashid Khan guaranteed to play. Alzari Joseph is guaranteed to play. Then you've got the likes of Matthew Wade and Kane. It's sort of a bit of a toss-up on the other overseas players. Josh Little is there. They probably need a genuine left arm quick, having lost their left arm quick from last year, who's injured now. So Mohsin Khan. So look, I don't know whether I think Kane will play. If he does, you got Mitch Santner on the other side, who probably won't play for Chennai tonight. He's more a chance at playing in Chennai if he's going to get a game at all. It'd be good to see Glenn Phillips to get some game time. I think that will be an interesting one for mine through this season. and obviously Trent Bolt. Tim Southey's back at Kolkata. Trent Bolt at Rajasthan is going to be interesting to see. What we have seen over the years, Marty, is the players that have opted away from international cricket have just found it a little bit tougher because you're just not getting that absolute highest standard of the game to
Right.
compete yourself, to compete in. So we've seen players, the likes of Adam Gilchrist and the late Andrew Simons and Kevin Peterson, when they walked away from the international game, Matthew Hayden's another one. They just found this tournament a little bit tough. It is the best T20 tournament in the world. The caliber and quality of players is very, very high. From a batting point of view, I think it's slightly harder than from a bowling point of view because you're just not facing that quality of bowler anymore. From a bowling point of view, you can probably get enough out of it in the nets, but it'll be interesting to see how Trent goes.